What's up, my gems and jewels? You don't know me from anywhere, but my name is Diamond Search, and I welcome you to ValiDate. Happy Valentine's Day. Love is in the air, and I just wanted to play this dating simulator game that was made by a black creator. Still, we are in the month of Black History Month, so I thought, why not play this game? It's a perfect game to play in Black History Month and for Valentine's Day. So without further ado, let's get our date on. Let's date some sexy people and let's have some fun. But first, so before I even get to this home screen, there's a little like backstory thing that happens as soon as you click on the game. So I'm gonna go back and we're gonna read that part together. Like, I just kind of skipped through it so I can get to this screen just to see. But let's go and quit the game and then see what they want to tell us before we get to this screen. The sun shines out over a cold Jersey City day. The wind isn't blowing as hard as it usually does, but you still find yourself hugging your coat a bit closer to your body to shield yourself from the cold. Hurrying yourself alone, you duck into a hair salon your friend pointed you towards, and the warmth of a space heater fills your body the moment you step in. The room is dark, all lights pointed toward the area in the far back that sort of looks like a makeshift stage. It's full of faces you've never seen before. They look so warm, yet so distraught. Did you just walk into a cult? That's kind of scary, not gonna lie. You decide to sit yourself in the corner, pulling out your phone to text one of your friends, hoping one can help you in your time of need. Who will you text? And here we are. So who will we text? Let's meet these people. Let's get started. So I guess, do we pick... Wait, okay. So we got Isabel Morrigan, theater teacher. She's 27. She, her, I don't know what that sign is. Liked Spamilton before it was cool. No longer likes Spamilton. Be singing all the time and wonder why people call them birds. Okay. Anarchy. What does that say? I don't know what that says. Urban planner, professional cosplayer, 22. She, her, he, him, they, them. On God, white people. Oh my God. This kind of person. Cosplaying a Ken is just wearing your everyday outfit. Okay. Ari Cooper, marriage counselor. He, him. Marriage is a scam created by the government to make people rely on others. Claims romance is dead. Yearns anyway. I can definitely see that being me. Let me get my cat real quick. Oh my gosh. See, this is why you can't do anything with cats. They just mess everything up. Please get down. We got Ashley Collum, professional gamer. Ooh, okay, I see you. Calling people slurs on the internet isn't very gamer of you. Saying poggers to numb the pain. Okay. Malik Patterson, manager at Popeyes. Bro. 26, he, him. Men stay in touch with the girls they never should have cheated on and get mad when they file a restraining order. Trash ass mixtape, kill your producer. What? So we have to pick one of these, I guess. Who do I don't even know. I can't really say that any of them really stood out to me. I'm gonna choose the marriage counselor. Okay. Or is this who we're choosing to be? I don't know. You've had more human interaction than one man should suffer in his lifetime, but isolating yourself doesn't feel any good either. Humans, can't live with them, can't live without them. A maternal voice floats into your head, asking if you made any new friends. The answer, as always, is no. Do you want to change that? Friendship is simply an exchange of power meant to take advantage of those who cannot live independently. Despite your philosophizing, however, your heart aches for a sincere and magical connection that might lift you out of the eternal funk that is depression. I relate to that. Is a manic pixie dream girl so much to ask for? Or guy? Or friend? Just one minuscule sign that fate has good things in store for you. Seriously. Yeah, I can relate to this a lot. With your heart pounding, you push down the swirl of anxiety in the pit of your stomach. Find the person you're looking for amidst the list of names in your phone and hit send. Date select. Okay, so okay. So I'm him. I'm this guy. This is interesting. Okay. Romance is dead. Okay. Malik. Rapper by day, player by night. This don't seem like the guy that he would be looking for to me. Let me try the gamer girl. For being the most popular Butch streamer in Jersey City, you don't exactly have the IRL popularity to match. Being a gamer is so tiring. Normies don't even know. Okay, so we can date Isabel or Yolanda. Poetic got the best. I mean, she's a hairstylist. That's cool. We're 24 and she's 28. That's a pretty big age difference, to be honest. So I guess let's go with Yolanda. The sun is setting and you are desperate for some kind of change. Your exhaustion is hidden behind layers of makeup. You're in a once familiar part of town, now filled with bike shops, hipster tea places, and other seas of gentrification. Oh my, it's so hard saying that word sometimes. You feel like a hypocrite. You moved here for college and never left. You're not sure you want to leave just yet. You've been here for years now. This is home. Anyways, that's enough. I could not imagine living in the town that I went to college for. Oh my gosh, I would off myself. Your name is Ashley Cullum and you barge into the nearest hair salon because you're desperate for change. Something to prove you're a new woman. Someone who won't let boys or friends hurt her again. Oof. I relate to this one too. It's been around a week since you once again got dumped by a boy and all your friends, and you know there's something wrong with you. Why not start with the surface level change before getting deeper? Okay, getting a little makeover. You enter the salon without thinking. All the stylists and patrons are black and you know you've made a mistake. What? You so don't belong here. What? Before you can make a swift exit, someone calls out to you. Yolanda, how can I help you? You look and immediately recognize her. From the way her shoulders stiffen and her eyes widen, she recognizes you too. Who is she? Yolanda Cerise is standing in front of you and you have no idea how you're supposed to act. Who is this? It's been a while. Sorry to invade your space like this. You genuinely feel bad. Yolanda was part of another friend group that also blew up in your face a few years back. That sucks. I don't know why people just can't stay friends. I don't know. Like, how do you become friends and then just it ends? That's crazy to me. It sucks. The two of you weren't close, but even so, you're uncomfortable seeing her in person again. Though you'd only met her in person one time. That's enough to seal the deal. Really? So you're this uncomfortable after only meeting her one time? It's no problem. What brings you to this part of town? At least someone seems calm and totally not flustered over this. Not cool, Ashley. I was just wondering if I could get a haircut, but I realized I'm attached. Well, that was somewhat honest. Go you. God, you want to groan just thinking that. You have got to bring your A game here, no matter how awkward it feels. I get it. It takes time to want change. That's a loaded statement. It is. Anyways, how have you been? It's been 2 years, hasn't it? 2 years, 11 months, and 6 days. You go through a lot of friends, and you got a habit of keeping track. Really? You do this so often, you got the pattern down. You get with an ex, you spend a few months together, his friends become your friends, and everything goes sideways after that. Don't go back to the ex, guys. Don't do it. Yeah, it's been a minute. I've been good, though. I opened up this place last year, and I've been here ever since. Cool. This is your place? Oh, yeah, you mentioned wanting to open up your own salon. I'm happy for you. You really, truly are. That's nice. She talked about it all the time on chat, gushing about how much progress she made towards getting the proper loans. You were jealous of her, but you did your best to hide it. You might be a somewhat person, but you tried to suppress your ugly side. Not that it helped much in the end. Thanks. How's your streaming going? Really well, actually. I ended up quitting my grocery job and going pro. That's my dream! I would love to quit my job and do YouTube and make my income off of this. This is so fun to do. Good for you, Ashley. It was an easy decision. I know that's right. For some reason, you expected it to be harder to give up normal hours and somewhat guaranteed pay, but people seemed to like your personality. Yeah, that's pretty good that, you know, some people were giving her a chance, that she felt comfortable enough to just quit her job and do it full time. That's amazing. More importantly, they liked your face. Really? Congrats. She sounds genuine, and that surprises you. Isn't she resentful after everything that happened with Isaiah? She should be. They were pretty close last time you checked. Should you even ask her about it? I don't like either of these. Like, why are you happy for me? Are you faking this? Just ask why are you happy for me, I guess. Yolanda, can I ask you something? Sure, go ahead. Why are you so happy for me? You want to know from her directly. You wouldn't be surprised if she lied to you, if she's still in contact with Isaiah. If she wanted you to get the out so she could trash talk you for walking in her salon like nothing happened. I think we should talk about this in private. Destiny, can you hold the fort? Sure thing. The woman you presume is Destiny returns to washing someone's hair, and Yolanda leads you into a back office. She gestures for you to sit, and you shake your head. She sits instead and visibly relaxes. This must be her first break all day. Now let's talk. Why wouldn't I be happy for you? You know why. Your voice comes out harsher than you intended. You're not sure how to handle this situation or why you're not leaving, but you need to know. Why are you making it awkward? Like, she's clearly chill right now, and you just, like you said, coming to her space and bringing all this drama. Like, if it happened 2 years ago, like, get over it. Why do you need to bring this stuff up? I cut off Isaiah. What? I don't think you were good to him, no. But I could tell from behind the scenes that he was much worse to you. I take that seriously. You deflate, your shoulders slump, and you crouch to the ground with a groan. When did you cut him off? About a month after y'all broke up. I realized she was wrong too late, and it's one of my biggest regrets. It doesn't have to be. He's still awfully charming. I can't really blame anyone for preferring him over me. I mean, I last checked his social media 9 months ago, and he seemed to still be with all our old friends. Don't do that to yourself. It ain't worth a thing. Literally. Like, why check up on your ex? Forget that man. Like, move on. Forget him. Why do you need to check up on anything? I mean, I don't know. You do you. People are different, but I'm with Yolanda on that. That does not matter. Like, just move on. It's over and done with. You know that, but it's hard not to. Back when you were with Zen, is that Zen? You constantly checked in on Isaiah to prove to yourself you were doing better. Then you're not doing better. Like, why do you feel the need to check in on the past if you're doing better? Like, if you really were, you would just be focused on the present and just enjoying your life as it is. You wouldn't be going back. All it did was put you in a mood for the rest of the day, because he always seemed to be thriving when you were just surviving. Easier said than done, but seriously, I'm done worrying about him. I hope you are. I have another ex to think about now. You stand back up, and Yolanda gives you a sympathetic smile. Are you okay? You shrug. You could be better, but you're starting to get somewhere. You've made one friend so far. You call her a friend now? Like, okay, I guess. It's still a new friendship, but shouldn't that count for something? I wouldn't have imagined that they would just be friends now, but I guess. I'll survive. Zen wasn't worth the year I spent on him anyways. For real. Not worth it. Now that's the spirit. Zen could be sweet when he wasn't busy being an idiot. Eventually, though, that stopped being charming and started becoming really annoying. You can admit that much. Thanks. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's nice to see you again. I get it. Not gonna lie, I was a little apprehensive when I saw it was you. I figured you'd still think I with Isaiah. Did you see her little hat had the same expression as her? Bro, I did not. Has the hat always been changing like that? That is so funny. I did, so I'm glad you cleared that up. It's good to know there are still some decent people in the world. Considering how many people have cut you off in your lifetime, you're actually relieved. Decent people still exist and want something to do with you. Who would have thought? I try to be, I really do. I don't need the validation so much anymore, but it's still nice to hear. Makes sense. We all need our egos stroked sometimes. I can't picture the old Ashley saying that. Really? Really? With Isaiah, you were so much more, subdued? She's not wrong. You were definitely less outspoken back when you were with Isaiah. You were fairly confident until you dated him, and now it's like you never did. For all Zen's flaws, he helped you there. You'd almost be grateful if he weren't such a stupid prick. I'll take that as a compliment. You honestly want to snap at her for that. What does she know about suffering like that? About always being lesser than someone? About being reminded of that inferiority?
Bruh.
Inferiority constantly. Oh, I cannot speak. I can't say words. You told that to Zen too, that he would never know, never understand. And he didn't, so he left you. Dang. He knew he would never understand your pain. It was one. Honestly, I feel like you've mellowed out. Yolanda definitely seems calmer, more secure. It's a soothing presence to be in, especially since you've been feeling so lost. Thank you, I'm trying to settle down. Being a business owner is no joke, but then being a professional gamer doesn't sound easy either. It isn't, but it's worth it. Wouldn't you say the same for your salon? Definitely. Why you got that face, girl? What's going on? Business ain't booming like you thought it was? Say, are you interested in poetry? You remember one of your exes used to write poems, and you guessed that about summarizes your experience and fondness, or a lack thereof, with regards to poetry. Usually you're too busy working or gaming for fun, which is usually an extension of working, or doing everything else it takes to keep yourself afloat. You suppose her poetry was probably better than his. I mean, it's nice, I guess. I remember you saying you wrote some. You barely do. What stood out wasn't anything specific or revealing about her poems, but she mentioned only sharing it with significant others, and that, to you, was worth remembering. She was the opposite of that ex of yours, at least as a writer. Poet? You have a good memory. I swear I only mentioned that once. Yeah. Thanks, but why do you ask? You see, I'm hosting a poetry event in 2 days for youth around the neighborhood to share their truth. I was wondering if you wanted to come, or maybe we could grab dinner and catch up while it's happening. My colorist should be there to supervise. That would be really nice, actually. You'd appreciate that a lot. You're not gonna lie, your thoughts on Yolanda were few and far between, but you can tell she's changed. You like to think you've changed too. That's really nice that they're able to talk and just hang out now, I guess. Yeah, I'd be down for that. I'll probably be streaming during the event itself, but I'd like to get dinner afterwards. Sounds good to me. Do you still have my number? I don't. Could you plug yourself into my phone again? You open your contacts app and let Yolanda plug herself in. I saved myself as a contact. When are you usually done streaming? It depends. I try to finish around 8. I'll text you when you're done streaming. That works for me. There's no way to keep your skills without constant practice. You've spent the better part of a week moping and you haven't even recorded yet. It's a good thing Yolanda offered to text first. You know yourself and you will forget once you get into the zone. That's really me, that's really me. I be forgetting to respond to people and call people back when I'm in the zone, when I'm making the videos and I get to editing and all that, oh my gosh, I be forgetting. Bye, Ashley. I hope to see you around. Yeah, me too. You find your way back home, your tired body quivering with anticipation. Sadly, you have to do. Sadly? What you mean sadly? You boot up your ring and pop a frozen pizza in the oven while everything loads. It's not that you can't cook, but you never liked cooking that much. At least not as much as you love baking. I relate to that too. I agree with that. I could cook some things, but I'm just too lazy. I want the food to be ready, immediately. But I do like baking cookies and brownies and that kind of stuff. Baking was your thing, and cooking was Zen's. It was something he was surprisingly good at and that he liked to do. Not that you miss his cooking, or him. You miss what he could give you. Yeah, I feel that. Wow, you're more of a than you thought. You wonder if you've gotten worse over the years. That's not a bad thing, to miss what somebody gives you in a relationship instead of that person. Because that person is probably trash, but if they made you feel good in the time of darkness, then obviously there's nothing wrong with missing that feeling and not the person. You won't be surprised if you have. While you're in the middle of contemplating your own character development, you get a push notification. You wonder if it's Zen, perhaps groveling for you to come back, or one of your ex-friends telling you were way too harsh, that you should have just rolled over and taken it. Well, you're done. After Isaiah, you promised yourself that you wouldn't take anything from anyone anymore. Whatever, your phone won't check itself. Hey Ashley, it's Yolanda. Hi, what's up? Just heading home from work. I was wondering if you were still on for 2 days from today. God, the days run together when you're not streaming. You check your calendar and you see that you're free as long as you manage to squeeze some practice in the morning and the early afternoon. Telling Yolanda that much, though, it gives you pause. You sigh. No matter how tempting, you refuse to flake. On the first date, at least. What? This is a date, you're saying? Yeah, I'm good with that. Do you know any nearby places? It's funny that she thinks that this is a date. Like, I would just think, oh, you know, catching up with an old friend. I do. Do you like Thai food? Yeah, I do. Good. What do you think about this place? Yolanda sends you the address to a local Thai restaurant. You don't recognize the name or like location, but the food looks tasty. If it isn't, you might have to cut her off too. Bro, what? I hope she's joking. I'm down to go over there. How about we go there at 6? 6:30 works better for me. Okay, sounds good. See you Friday at 6:30. See you. You toss away your phone after that and focus on gaming, but you know you're smiling and that means you're better than you were before. It's a start and you hope it's a start to something good. Aw, that's nice. You arrived just on time to the restaurant, though you worried you wouldn't be with how many ride shares canceled on you. That's bogus. You don't got your own car? Yolanda is already there, settled comfortably in the waiting area. She perks up when she sees you, greeting you with a wave and a friendly smile. You try your best to smile back. Hey, Ashley. Hey, how are you? Good, good. Long day today, but it was worth it to see some poets come by. I see. Do you get a lot of recurring visitors? From your brief visit to the salon, you understand why Yolanda would have lots of people coming and going. It's a welcoming space, one that you would have liked to go into under slightly different circumstances. Yeah, I do. I haven't been at it for long, but I have my fair share of repeats. It's always good to know I can provide a safe space for them to express themselves. I'm sure that means a lot to them. You sit down next to her in the waiting area. The hostess comes to greet you. We have a table for 2 over there. They direct you to the center of the restaurant and place menus and utensils down as the 2 of you take your seats across from each other. The hostess returns to the entrance and you are left alone with Yolanda, at least as alone as you can be in a crowded restaurant. Alright, where were we? Safe spaces. Those sure sound nice. You sound bitter and you don't try and cut the bitterness with a smile. You have every right to be too, because you've never felt safe anywhere but home. Yolanda seems to pick up on this. Are you okay? Right, like, are you okay, Ashley? What is your problem? No, I'm not. Okay. The words come out harsher than you expect them to, but you're not wrong about this. You should be upset that she found something you couldn't, that she was lucky enough. I am not liking Ashley's energy. Literally, like, I don't like this. Like, why are you ruining y'all good time because you're bitter? What? This girl. People are too complicated. Like, too emotional, too complicated. Relax, Ashley. Just enjoy this dinner with your friend, okay? Chill. Well, if you want to talk about it, I'm here. But if you're gonna whine about it, I'm not about that. Right. Like, can you relax your face? Fix your face, Ashley. You're desperate to blow up, cause a scene, burn another bridge. She shouldn't be talking to you like that. You don't tolerate people talking to you like that. Nobody wants to be around somebody like you, Ashley. Like, what are you talking about? You're just put a wet blanket. Like, enjoy the moment. Why are you making everything into drama? You always fall into the same trap of assuming your friends are your safe space. That a safe space can ever be a person. Thankfully, you know better now. No. But you should swallow your pride. Save it for later. You're trying to make a good impression right now. Anyways, about safe spaces. They're important. I think it's okay for them to be people as well, if that makes sense. It doesn't, but you hold your tongue. You don't want to show your vulnerabilities so easily, even though she's known you at your worst. That actually makes this whole process harder. I see. Do you think of the salon as a safe space? Depends on who's there. She says this with such a deadpan look that you're sure she's serious. She cracks into a smile, though, and you're not sure how to react. Yeah, of course I do. It's not perfect 24/7, but because I feel safe in it, I'm able to roll with the punches better. You guess you could say the same thing about your apartment. If you're being honest with yourself, you've grown to really love the place, and you're glad you didn't agree to move in with Zen a few months back. Oh my god, I could not imagine. That would suck. That would have made that whole situation a lot uglier than it needed to be, literally. I guess I think of my apartment as a safe space for me. I've never really thought about it too hard. Sort of a lie. You've thought about home being safe for you for a long time, but you've never used the term safe space for yourself. Defining it so simply never occurred to you, but you just knew you were better off at home than you were anywhere else. That makes sense to me. I feel that way about my apartment as well. It's surrounded by things I love, and it's a space for people I love to visit. What else could I ask for? Not much else. I like having people over too. Or at least you used to. You'd always send friends off with baked goods and borrowed copies of games. Now you spend most of your time indoors unless you absolutely have to go out, and no one comes over except your landlady. That woman always takes too much of whatever you bake. That's funny. But I guess I only bring over close friends. You've never been to my place, right? That's a stupid question. You know she's never been to your place. The two of you were never close enough for that. Besides, you lived with Isaiah back then. Oh, so she did live with... Oh, Isaiah. She got multiple exes, my bad. You haven't seen her since you moved out and found your own apartment. Never. And I know you haven't been to mine. Maybe that'll be a possibility someday. Yeah, maybe. I think that would be nice. If this goes well, you're still not sure if it's going to. You still have your fair share of doubts about Yolanda, and you have to confirm some things before you decide she can have a place in your life again, no matter how small it may be. Besides, she's already pissed you off a few times. You should tread carefully. Would it be cool if I asked you a weird question? You can tell she's tense. She probably knows what you're going to ask. You hate how nervous you seem, how you're dancing around the topic of Isaiah. You heard her say she cut him off, but what about everyone else that took his side? I think I know what you're going to ask me. So this will be easy then. Are you still friends with Isaiah's friends? Not at all. I stuck around with Lucia, for a hot minute, but we lost touch a long time ago. It wasn't the only friend group I was part of, though, and I bounced back pretty quickly. You bounced back quickly as well, though it didn't turn out nearly as well for you. Maybe it was all the old scars held you back from making true connections, or maybe you just weren't meant for them in the first place. You suppose the only way to find out is to keep trying, but that seems exhausting at this point. I see. Thanks for answering so honestly. Now that that's out of the way, what else have you been up to? Are you still seeing Brad? You'd only met Brad once, but you didn't like him much. He was kind of a... Not to mention he had an ego the size of the sun. Yolanda chuckles a little bit at that. It has a bitter edge to it, and you wonder if you've stepped on a landmine. You won't apologize for it, but you'll feel a tad guilty. I dumped his ass ages ago. Then it was Ray, and now I'm single. Good. He was kind of a tool. You wonder if she went through something similar to you. You suddenly feel a little ashamed of your thoughts earlier, but who can blame you? I blame you. Like, relax, Ashley. Dang. Like, you're not the only person in the world who's had a tough breakup or not had friends or whatever you're going through. You're not the only person. Most people don't understand what you've been through. You're used to that. You're the only one who can defend yourself, and you will speak out if you feel you've been wronged. You're interrupted by a server heading your way. Are you ready to order some appetizers? Do we want appetizers? I'm good. Have you looked at the menu? You haven't actually, so you take a quick glance and pick something you think you might like. I'll take the garlic pork. That sounds pretty good. Are you kidding? I was going to get that. She's smiling though, clearly pleased you two have similar taste. So 2 orders of the garlic pork? Yep. Yeah, thank you. The server leaves after that and you turn to face Yolanda again. Now where were we? Brad being a tool. Right. I wasn't sure what was going on with me, but he wasn't good for my mental health. That's key, you know? That makes sense, though I've never thought about it like that. You've always got a boyfriend because you thought they'd be good to you, not necessarily good for you. It never fully occurred to you that there was a difference. Okay. Well, how have you thought about it? How do you respond to this one? You've always thought about relationships as transactional but necessary. You haven't been without one for long, and you wonder sometimes if you're dependent on them. You've been in that cycle since you were 14. Dang. And then this sudden realization with a possible old friend turned new doesn't make you happy. Yolanda can probably tell you're thinking too hard about this because she looks increasingly concerned. You can't manage to say anything. Your mouth goes dry and you look around. It's not like you get this nervous. You don't know what's wrong with you, but this isn't it. You need to get over yourself. Are you okay, Ashley? You're not, but you don't know how to say you aren't okay. You never know how to say you're not okay. What? She just said the last time she asked if she was okay, she was like, no, I'm not, like immediately. That's why you lash out or pretend it isn't happening. That's why you blow up, why you have to explode. There's no other way to go about it. You've learned that by now. What? Ashley? Oh my gosh. So that leaves you here, confused, tongue-tied, and definitely not okay. Just say I'm fine then. I'm fine. Clearly you're not. No offense, but you don't look fine. Yeah, you're right, because I look hot.
Okay.
Hey, you didn't have to snap at me like that. I don't know what you're talking about. Yolanda, go find another friend. Ashley is not for you. She is messing with your energy, okay? Yolanda, please, don't mess with Ashley. Don't play dumb with me. I don't appreciate being talked to like that, and I think you should apologize. Okay, maybe you're being an ass. Maybe. She doesn't deserve this. You know she's just voicing concern, but you sigh. Sorry, I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. That's okay. It's like that sometimes. I mean, relationships have always been a given. I'm pretty, so it's never been hard for me to get a man. The thing is, keeping one's a whole different issue. Bro, I wish I was attractive enough to always have, you know, people to choose from, to pick from. She's clearly saying, I get a whole bunch of people. It's your personality that I think that's not keeping these people. Like, your personality, which makes you choose the wrong man. And then also the personality of just how she interacts with the people around her. Like, I don't know. Maybe not, whatever. But she should just be grateful. She should be lucky that she's hot and pretty, because a lot of people are not. Like, be grateful for what you have. I know how relationships are supposed to be. It just never works out that way for me. I feel the same way. Really? Not in every way, but relationships feel like the one way things go wrong in my life. Every time I think someone can be good for me, they end up disappointing me. Yeah, I felt that too. Right? It's exhausting. Men are the worst at that. Sometimes I wish I was attracted to women. I've heard they're better at this stuff. Honestly, depends on the woman, but a good chunk of us are more in tune with things emotionally, though dating women isn't all good. I see. What are you thinking? You're straight. Everything about women might seem better to you, but you're straight. Are you thinking about it? Thinking about what? Being with women. You have a few times out of curiosity, but it never went anywhere. They were all too nice for you, and you ended up being more drawn to some man in the first place. I mean, I've always seen myself as straight. I did too, till I realized I wasn't. How do you know? I started crushing on a girl in high school, and everything clicked for me. You don't think you've ever developed a crush on a woman before, so that's off the table for you. You've thought women were hot, but that's always been platonic. I don't know about crushes. I guess I have a lot to think about. Seems like it. And one more thing. What is it? Don't ask me to be your experiment or anything. I love myself too much for that. I wasn't planning on it. You might not be the best person, but you're not that brand of asshole. You remember one of your former friends from high school getting played around with by a straight girl, and how angry you were on her behalf. You wouldn't do that to someone else. That's bogus. Would you? If you have to question yourself. Good. Besides, I don't really do hookups. They never end well for me. Me neither, for the most part. I mean, they're fine. I just always feel weird after them. Besides, I'm terrified I'll accidentally hook up with a fan. Ugh. Like you're an empty vessel for someone else's desires. You're aware people think you're hot and you agree with them. So goddamn lucky, bro. You just wish you could have fun without your partner putting all his awkward, demeaning expectations on you. But that never happens. So for the most part, you've sworn off hookups, at least with boyfriends. You know they see you as a person. Would that really be so bad? I mean, they already love you. It'd be awful. You look around just in case any of your fans are actually here. No one's approached the two of you yet, and everyone seems occupied with their food. You think you're safe. Don't you like your fans? God, no. I'm indifferent towards the teenagers. I was one, so I guess they deserve a chance, but I get a lot of weird, horny dudes no matter what I do. I mean, yeah, I can see that. I mean, I get it. It's kind of like customer service, right? You can't control who you get, so you just gotta make the best of it. You're right about that. If I didn't love my job, I would seriously start blocking half my fan base. The moment you say it, you realize you've made a mistake. Half is too generous. You'd block at least 3/4 of your fan base. Yolanda, however, seems amused at your statement, which is a good thing, you suppose, if it means you can still be funny. I feel you on that one. If I didn't have a respectable business to run, I'd be hauling some of these out by their hair. Running a hair salon is that bad? You usually don't pay attention to much when you're getting your hair done, so you don't know the environment that surrounds most salons. You honestly think you have better things to pay attention to. Most people are nice, but some folks are mad entitled or gossips. My assistant's real good with that, but I can't deal with the talking. It gets to be too much sometimes, and it's always over some petty shit too. Like what? Like talking about their man cheating on them, or some backstabbing that my client's gonna backstab right back, or something about community. I don't know, the gossip is sometimes funny though. Like when I'm getting my hair done and I hear some gossip, I'll be all in it. Like I don't be, like looking at them in it, but I'll just keep my head down and listen, and it's very amusing. It's very amusing. I would never participate, but I love listening to it. People are so funny. I had an ex whose D was communal. I only found out 2 weeks in. He said he assumed all relationships with him were open. How you gonna assume that? Ugh, gross. That was a riot. You'd never take your 20-year-old self seriously for deciding to date that man. But you got your revenge by getting into his apartment and wrecking his $400 guitar. Oof. That was fun. Plus you got to scream at him when he found out. Serves him right. For real? Yolanda laughs and you start to laugh as well. You see the server coming with your meals and you turn to greet them. Here's your garlic pork. Thanks. Thank you. The food looks good and you probably look a little too eager, but you're hungry and oddly comfortable around Yolanda to boot. So you dig in and you watch her eat too. You're a bit of a messy eater when you're comfortable, but Yolanda doesn't look repulsed. Good, right? Thanks for taking me here. I'm glad you like it. She sounds warm when she says it. You're not sure what scares you more, the possibility she isn't being genuine or the possibility she is. What? I don't understand Ashley at all. I'm so sorry. I don't understand her. God, you really are bad at this whole making friends who have interests outside of gaming thing. Why you gotta be so weird? Like, just relax. Like, I feel like I can be an awkward person, but this kind of personality type is just strange to me. Like, you guys are clearly having a good time. Why are you questioning it? And if you are questioning it, why are you still there? Like, if I was questioning, yeah, this person probably is not in the best interest of me and my, my energy or whatever, I'm not gonna fake it, I guess. Like, if it's not working out, it's not working out. Just take it for what it is, and what it is good right now. So Ashley, relax, please. At least with other gamers you have something in common you can talk about. So how's your poetry? Real smooth, Ashley. It's good. I'm just writing on my own self-indulgent things. What do you tend to write about? Mostly about my life. I try and write personal poetry in order to process emotions, and it really helps. I've definitely written my fair share of breakup poems. Maybe that'd be a good thing for you to try. Will you critique me if I do? You're only half joking. The other half of you is generally scared that someone will read your innermost thoughts and call them trash. There's a reason you prefer to repress things. Just be who you are. Be proud of who you are. Like, if you have all these crazy thoughts in your mind and you write them down, like, I can see how it could be embarrassing, yes, but you're human. You have emotions. We're all going through life to the best of our ability. Like, at the end of the day, yes, it might be embarrassing if somebody read it, but also that's just who you are. That's the rawness of yourself. Like, you shouldn't be like, oh, somebody thinks that my innermost thoughts are trash. Like, that's just the essence of you. It doesn't have to be trash. That's just who you are. Like, oh my God, I just have a completely different viewpoint of Ashley right now. Like, my viewpoint of life is a lot different from hers. I wouldn't do that. I just think it's a good thing for you to do. Well, you hadn't thought about that. You do most things with the expectation that someone will see them, that someone will acknowledge them. From your streaming to the baked goods you give to friends and neighbors, everything you do is presented to others. Even though you consider yourself a selfish person in many ways, everything you do has been for others. I'll have to consider it. I'm not much of a writer, though. That's okay. I promise you really don't have to be. I don't consider myself a great writer or anything. It's just a nice way to reflect on things. Yeah, like, I've done that. I just, whenever emotions feel too overwhelming and I have nobody else to talk to, I just whip out the notes page in my phone and I literally would just type out the thoughts in my head, type out how I'm feeling, type out what's going on in my life, and just really be raw with yourself. Like, it really, if you pour that emotion out and, like, you know, call yourself stupid, call yourself crazy, call yourself this and this and then, like, you can get out those negative feelings and stuff. And sometimes, you know, if you look back on those things, you might cringe. You'd be like, oh my God, like, what? I was really tripping over this or something like that. It's therapeutic. It really is. I see. That makes sense. So you don't share it with anyone? I've actually shared it, like, read those crazy, crazy thoughts from front to finish with somebody I thought that I could trust, but turns out I couldn't. I share it with partners sometimes, but can I let you in on a little secret? What is it? I never tell them it's about me, so no one thinks I'm the subject. That's my safety net. That's a good idea. You crack a smile at that. It's funny. The fact that the people who are supposed to be close wouldn't know their lover's personal poetry when they saw it. You look like you're about to crack up. Do I? Definitely. What's so funny? Yolanda smiles back at you, relaxed and open. How people can be so obvious when vulnerability is right in front of them. I shouldn't find that funny, but you do. She totally does. She's cracking a smile right now, and you know a self-satisfied smile when you see one. You're practically a master at those. A little, yeah, but hey, there's always next time. Hopefully it works out. I hope so too. I like to believe the one is still out there waiting for me. I like to hope too. One day. We're still young, right? And they're older than I am. Like, I'm 23, so I got time. That would be nice, wouldn't it? You both look at each other. You feel strangely at peace. Things might be right now, but there are still people out there meant for you. You hope Yolanda is one of those people. You take your last bite of food. After a few moments, your server comes back. How was everything? It was great, thank you. Yeah, it was delicious. That's good to hear. Are you ready for your check now? I think so. What do you think? Yeah, I'm ready. I gotta do some more practice after this. Alright, I'll be with you in a moment. The server walks away and the two of you face each other once again. You feel good about this. Really good about this. I was going to ask you if you wanted to come over to my place, but I don't want to intrude too much. You raise your eyebrow, surprised. Really? You would do that for me? Definitely. But you need to practice. I've done enough of that while I was busy pitying myself. I'd love to hang out. All right then, what do you want to do? Good question. I was thinking we should play video games. Oh. You go on to discuss the wide range of action movies you can watch, and Yolanda returns with some artsy films you can watch. You decide on one of each, but you end up sleeping over. Oh, a sleepover? That's so nice. While you're frustrated that your skincare routine was thrown off, your happiness outweighs any dissatisfaction. You end up hanging out with her again next week, and it becomes a thing. You even come over to one of her poetry nights, and it's better than you thought it'd be. Yeah, I used to have friends that I would go over to their place every weekend, and it was the best time of my college experience. Like, it was so fun. Just always hanging out and always got that thing you guys do. So fun. I love it. I miss those times so much. You two aren't similar at all, but it's nice to reconnect over something new. Something outside of the pain Isaiah caused you both. Plus, she calls you out on your anger. You might be justified in your emotions, but you aren't justified in your actions. She never babies you about it, but she's far from cruel. You could learn a thing or two from her. I know that's right. Ashley, get your stuff together. You realize you're doing well when you're talking to some of Yolanda's poetry friends, and you can safely say you could become friends with them too. You're different than you were back then. While you don't entirely like the way you are, you like yourself more now. And isn't that what counts in the end? You're happier now, and that's all that matters. Aw, that's so nice. Poetic justice. So they're friends. Aw, that was nice. Whew, man, a lot more reading than I was expecting. But I was thinking that this game would be more like a lot more choice based rather than reading based. But it's pretty nice. I don't think this is something that I want to put a lot more videos out on, but it was a nice little demo. Maybe the regular game will be different, have more, into it. The story writing is also nice. It sounds believable, and it sounds like something people would actually talk about and how they would say things. And it's supposed to come out I think in August of this year. So maybe I could come back to it and check it out and see what else they add to this game. But happy Valentine's Day again, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Spread that love and joy. And thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing in that order. If you have any game suggestions you want to see on this channel, please let me know down in the comments below. And any feedback is always greatly appreciated. Until next time, love you. Peace.